Okay. Now, can you read it?
If you were an astronaut floating about in space, the Earth would look like a
Gigantic.
gigantic ball. It isn't perfectly round enough, like a board that's been gently
Squashed.
is slightly
Flatter.
flatter,
When do you say flatter?
like when it's really like
When the surface is, monotonous and no bumpy,
like
When you
flat.
say bumpy that means, like a curved, curved.
Yeah.
So, bumpy road.
Bumpy road.
Do you think that your mom, your dad, when they drive, okay?
Yeah.
Do they want to drive in a flat surface or in a very bumpy road?
In flat surface.
Why?
Because when you go to a bumpy road, then it might be really scary, or when we
Oh, you can, the car can jump up and down,
Yeah,
all the
and
time.
we
Also,
can hit by something.
yeah, you can, the driver can have a hard time,
Yeah.
trying to maintain, the, level, in a flat surface, What about astronaut? Tell me about it. What is astronaut?
Astronaut is a person who can fly in outside of the Earth and see a lot of planets.
Okay. When an astronaut wanna, see stars at night, then they just want to use some device. What is that? There's a device when you go up the mountain or some 60-story building. Then they just install the devices which can kind of scope. They can just look at something far away.
Like I know it in Korean, but I don't know in
Telescope.
telescope.
See a telescope.
Telescope.
What is a microscope?
It's microscope.
Microscope is a device to when you want to look at something that's invisible,
Yeah.
but you can see. Microscope is 현미경.
Okay.
Okay. What about telescope? 망원경.
Telescope is a thing.
Even you look at the stars, through telescope, that it can be looking much larger.
Yeah.
Telescope much smaller. Okay.
Yes. It's
Opposite meaning. Okay.
opposite.
Opposite. When do you say opposite? 반대말.
Long and short.
Like this. Okay. Then floating about in space. When do you say float?
Float is like kind of fly, like up in the air.
Yeah, up in the air, also up in the water.
Yeah.
Okay. Babies can float, without having to learn how to swim. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you like a baby, then you can float. You might not sink, Okay.
Now I want to be a baby and float.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good idea. What about gigantic?
Gigantic is really big and huge.
Huge. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you say squashed,
Squash is like you're
squash means crushed.
crushed. Yeah.
Do you know Itaewon disaster?
No.
Halloween Day,
Yeah.
100 or 159 younger people were crushed to death. There was a very sad story about that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then at the top and the bottom, and it bulges up. Bulges up. What is bulges up? Bulges.
Burgess mean just out.
Stick out. Stick out. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your uncle? So, stomach, belly?
Yeah.
Okay? Bulges out. What does that mean? Got a pot belly, 똥배.
Yeah.
Okay? Pot belly.
Like putako.
Yeah, that's it. Pot belly, you know? 똥배. Stuck out, okay? Bulges out.
What? Like pot belly is called like it's the same meaning as burgess up.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Stomach, belly bulges out means, okay? Stomach, you know? Kind of,
Yeah.
okay? It's just pot belly.
Yeah.
Pot
My
bellied.
brother's nose is just the little bulge out here.
Okay. So can you tell me about the round? So you can say that the earth looks like slightly flatter at the top and the bottom, bulges out just a little in the middle. Tell me about it. What it says? What does the earth look like?
Earth look like a round circle, but not really perfect. And it looks really blue. Also, it's looking like a gigantic ball.
Yeah. What about in the middle?
It's bulged out.
Okay, good job. What about at the top, at the bottom?
Can you say again?
What about what they look like at the bottom, at the top?
Blue or
No. It looked like slightly flatter.
yeah?
One more time.
It
What about at the top, at the bottom?
looks looking like slightly flattered.
Good job. Okay.